Center for the Ethiopian Educational Information and Communication Technology presents Educational Satellite Television Programs.
Hello, teacher. Hello, students. Today, we will learn about probability. Before we begin, we must first remember some of the words we will use. An experiment is an activity that produces results. The activity can be measurement or observation, and we call the results outcomes. An outcome is any result found in an experiment. We can also call outcomes sample points. A sample space is a set that has in it all the possible results of an experiment. An event is any subset of a sample space. Let us use this example to help us understand. When you throw a fair coin, it will land on either the head, H, or tail, T side. In an experiment where you throw a fair coin 2 times, the possible outcomes look like this: H, 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 T, T, H, T, T. The sample space would look like this: S equals H, 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 T, T, H, T, T. The event of H happening on the second throw would look like this: A equals H, H, T, H. The event of at least one T happening would look like this: B equals H, T, T, H, T, T. I hope you understand, students, that T and H have an equal chance of happening. So we can say that the outcomes are equally likely. When we throw a coin, we want to know what will probably happen, or which side it will likely land on. We call this probability of an event. If an event E can happen in M ways out of N equally likely possibilities, we can find the probability of the occurrence of an event E like this. Very good, students. Now, let us learn about permutation and combination. If I said that I have an apple, a banana, and a grapefruit, the order my fruit was in would not matter. If I told you the numbers in my telephone number, the order would matter. In mathematics, when the order does not matter, it is called combination. When it does matter, it is called permutation. In our last example of throwing a coin, there could only be 4 possible outcomes. To find the probability of the event A equals HHTH, you have to count how many outcomes in event A and divide by n. In this case, the number of outcomes in event A is 2. What if the experiment was to throw the coin 5 times? What do you think the total number of outcomes would be? If an event E had 3 H's and 2 T's, how would you find the number of favorable outcomes? So, you can see that counting is very important when you want to find probability of events. When the number of possible outcomes is very big, it can be difficult to understand. We will learn ways to make this simpler. The first is called the multiplication principle. This means that if an event occurs in m ways and another event occurs in n ways, then the 2 events can occur in m times n ways. Here is an example. An injera seller sells injera in 3 sizes with 3 different watt. If I want 1 injera with 1 watt, there is a possibility of 9 combinations. This is because the total number of outcomes is equal to the number of sizes of injera times the number of different watt. Let us try another problem just like this one. Read the question and calculate the number of possible options.
Students, let's get ready. Begin. Time's up! Let's get back to our lesson.
Welcome back, students. I hope you found that choice A is the answer. Step 1 is the total number of outcomes equals the number of possibilities of injera times the number of possibilities of tibs. Step 2 is 4 times 2 equals 8. There are 4 different types of injera and 2 different tibs. So, he can serve to each of his guests a injera and tibs in 8 different combinations. Very good, students. Now we will learn the addition principle. If 2 events called E1 and E2 can happen separately in exactly m ways and n ways, then either of the 2 events can occur in m plus n ways. This is only when the 2 events are mutually exclusive. By mutually exclusive, I mean that both events cannot happen at the same time. Think about the example of the coin. A coin can only land on one side. This means that H and T are mutually exclusive. This is when we use the addition principle.
Students, let's get ready. Begin. Time's up! Let's get back to our lesson.
Welcome back, students. I hope you found the answer. The student can choose one question in 4 plus 3 ways. That means he can choose one question in 7 ways. Very good, students. Let us try one more example. If there are 8 cars which will take you between Addis Ababa and Dire Dawa, in how many ways can you go from one town to the other and come back by a different car? There are 8 ways of traveling from Addis Ababa to Dire Dawa. There are 7 ways to come back because you cannot come by the same car. So, the number of ways of making both the trips is 8 times 7 equals 56. I hope you can see, students, that probability is very much like what we have already learned about in statistics. Probability is a way to figure out what will probably happen. It is a way of understanding the world around us. Until next time, thank you, teacher. Thank you, students.